Right now at 6 o'clock here on Fox 61, it was a heated state of the city in Hartford last night. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza is going to have details about what happened when Mayor Arun addressed the city. More from the capital city in just a few moments for you. Well, good morning to you and happy Tuesday. We're so glad you're starting it off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America Areas.
And I'm Bridget Bjorla. Hope your Tuesday is off to a great start and a lot of sunshine is heading our way, so we are excited about that.
It's going to be a good one.
Temperatures are bumping up too, right, Rachel?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a nice one overall. I'm excited about today, and then gradually starting to get warmer over time this afternoon and into the next few days. So it's a cold start though, so don't let that deceive you though. Temperatures will get up into the mid to upper 40s later on today, and it's going to be warmer and brighter as well. Temperatures are colder though than this time yesterday. We are sitting anywhere from 7 to about 10 degrees colder. So numbers, a lot of us are either at or below freezing at 32 in Hartford, but 25 in Torrington, 30 degrees in Willimantic, and 29 in Putnam. And with a little bit of wind, it is playing into what it feels like outside this morning. Wind speeds are anywhere out of the northwest, anywhere from 5 to about 12 miles per hour. So that does take it down to the lower 20s for the most part in terms of our wind chill. Our satellite and radar picture, though, mostly clear now, which is certainly some good news. Recess for the kids will be outside. The bus stop forecast. Temperatures will be in the 20s and 30s to start, getting up to the near 40-degree mark by noontime, and even warmer than that for the ride home as temperatures move to around 46 degrees in Naugatuck, 47 in Southington later on today, 47 in Middletown, as well as towards Windham, 46, Killingly, and 45, Stonington and Mystic. So a beautiful day ahead. Heading through the overnight hours tonight, clouds will start to increase a little bit over time. Temperatures will be around 30 in the morning. By the afternoon, getting up to around 50 despite the little bit of cloud coverage we're expecting through the morning and afternoon. We are going to get quite nice and warm. Then for our Thursday, a little bit more in the way of clouds at times. Temperatures will be in the mid 60s, and there is also an opportunity for some rain Thursday morning and then again in the evening. We'll have a little bit more details about that coming up in just around 12 to 15 minutes. Checking in with the roads this morning now. And our drive time for Bridgeport into Fairfield, slow at 8 minutes. Darien to Westport, also 8. Live look outside over in New Haven, 95. Both directions there look all right, as well as over towards Glastonbury this morning. Brantford to New Haven is 7. New Haven to Bridgeport, 19. And then as you're traveling from New Haven to Old Saybrook, it's a half-hour drive. Bridget and Erica.
Rachel, thanks. 6:02. Hartford Mayor Arun faced a packed and tense room yesterday. And when he addressed 2 recent deadly police shootings, emotions exploded, and that caused a lot of eruptions.
Fox 61's Priscilla Meza joins us live in Hartford this morning. Priscilla, the mayor opened with this subject, and the room was reacting. It got off to a very tense note. What else could you tell us about what unfolded from there on after?
Good morning, Bridget and Erica. Well, it was a tense moment during the mayor's State of the City address as he opened by speaking directly about the lives lost during the officer-involved shootings before being interrupted by people in the room demanding answers. Now, the mayor named both Everett Walker and Stephen Jones, acknowledging their deaths and saying their lives mattered. But moments later, audience members, including Walker's daughter, interrupted the speech, demanding answers and accountability. The interruption lasted more than 10 minutes, with people calling for action against the officers involved. Take a listen to those moments.
I want to start tonight by talking about Everett Walker and Stephen Jones and the tragic incidents that took their lives. Let me start by saying something that shouldn't be divisive. Their lives mattered.
What are you going to do?
We're happy to talk to you.
Are you going to fire the officers? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
We are going to make sure that there is a process.
The mayor responded saying the case is still under investigation and promised it would not be swept under the rug. He also pointed to efforts to improve public safety, including the city's Office of Violence Prevention and Mental Health Response Program. Now, the mayor says the city is also looking at long-term funding to keep those mental health services in place. Live in Hartford, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
All right, Priscilla, thank you. We'll have more in the next half hour for sure. Appreciate the update. Meantime, at 6:04 now, the body of the missing canoer in East Haddam has been recovered. Connecticut DEP says around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, crews found the body of 20-year-old Dominic Tochi in Lake Hayward. He'd been missing since Saturday after rescue crews learned that his canoe had capsized. An investigation into what happened is now underway.
Heart-stopping moments after a woman had to be rescued from her car that became partially submerged in the Connecticut River.
Now, it's unclear right now what caused her to drive off that boat ramp, but rescuers say she is safe now. Fox 61's Tim Lateau has more details from the rescue teams and first responders.
Firefighters say it only took 11 minutes for the entire rescue. They went out to the floating car by boat and were able to break through the back windshield to rescue the woman.
They approached the car as it was still partially floating, and they were able to break a window and extricate her from the vehicle.
Dozens of first responders rushed to the bank of the Connecticut River in Rocky Hill. A call of a car in the water came in just after 11 a.m. Doug Clark with the Rocky Hill Fire Department says the car was 40 feet away from the shore and it was sinking rapidly in frigid 38-degree water.
It's all instinct. Some of our members had been in previous rescues from the water.
The woman was rescued and taken to the hospital. Police and firefighters say she's expected to be okay. One of the first police officers on scene was also hurt and taken to the hospital. He's already back home. The woman's car was hooked up to a tow truck and dragged out of the river on its side. Officials weren't able to release the woman's age or say why she drove off the Ferry Park boat ramp. But firefighters say these types of calls are on the rise.
It just seems that we've had a few of these incidents over the last few years. I think it's 3 in the last 2 years.
Clark says mental health calls have contributed to more water rescues in general. He calls it a troubling trend.
I think it is. I think it's not the spot. I think it's a statement to what a lot of the mental health issues that are going on these days.
How exactly her car ended up in the river is not clear and remains under investigation. In Rocky Hill, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.
Hartford police say a 14-year-old is recovering now after being shot yesterday morning. Officers responded to East Street at about 6:45 in the morning for a report of a gunshot victim. Police say the teen was actually shot at another location, but the exact location right now is unknown. No word yet on any suspects.
6:07 is your time, and Hamden police made an arrest in connection to a shooting on Friday. Officers say Silas Harris was taken into custody yesterday. Harris is charged with first-degree assault and carrying a pistol without a permit. He is being held on a $300,000 bond and is due in court on April 6th.
The State Department of Correction is investigating the death of an inmate at the Osborne Correctional Institution. The DOC said Sunday afternoon an officer was conducting a regular tour when the inmate was found unresponsive in his cell. The inmate has been identified as 45-year-old Craig White from New Haven. He was taken to the hospital and he was pronounced dead. Right now, it's not clear what caused his death. White was serving a 33-month sentence for threatening. And Middletown police are investigating a serious head-on crash. Officers responded just after 12:30 yesterday afternoon to South Main Street and Highland Avenue. Police say an SUV turned left into oncoming traffic and then crashed with a pickup truck. A woman in the passenger seat of the pickup truck was taken to Hartford Hospital in critical condition. Both drivers suffered minor injuries.
And at 6:08 now, state police say a Griswold man killed a woman in a drunk driving crash on her 21st birthday. They say last September, Byron Kumar Patel was speeding on Preston Road when he crashed head-on into another car. Inside that car, Alexis Holcomb from Massachusetts. She was killed, and police say she was not wearing a seatbelt at the time. Patel was charged with manslaughter, DUI, and other offenses and is due in court next week.
A large explosion at an oil refinery near the Texas coast yesterday sent plumes of smoke into the air and forced people in the area to shelter in place. Now, fortunately, no one was injured in the explosion at the Valero refinery in Port Arthur. Now, that's about 90 miles east of Houston. The refinery has about 770 employees and can process about 435,000 barrels of oil every day. That's according to the company's website. The plant refines heavy, sour crude oil into gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel.
6:09 now. Israel launched new attacks on Iran yesterday, saying it had started a wide-scale wave of strikes on infrastructure targets in the capital city of Tehran. This comes as more U.S. ships and military personnel are heading to the Middle East. Iran has also continued to fire cluster bombs at Israel and neighboring countries. There are also threats Iran will attack infrastructure like plants that supply drinking water to Gulf nations and power plants that provide electricity to American military bases, although that appears to have diminished in terms of threat gauges go. And this follows President Trump backing off the U.S. threat to target Iran's energy sites. Well, 6:10 and the investigation into a plane crash late Sunday night at LaGuardia Airport in New York City continues this morning. An Air Canada jet was carrying more than 70 people on board when it crashed into a Port Authority fire truck crossing the runway to respond to a separate incident. The pilot and co-pilot died in the crash, while at least 40 others were hurt. As of this morning, a controller gave the fire truck permission to cross the active runway, but then ordered it to abruptly stop, which it did not do. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the LaGuardia Tower is well staffed, but he did not say how many controllers were on duty at the time of the crash. One of the passengers on board explained what happened.
The brakes were kind of being hit in a way that was very hard. It was just a very loud bang. And we all pretty much just didn't know whether we were going to make it.
Oh, how scary. A flight attendant on board was ejected from the plane and was found 300 feet away from the aircraft, still strapped to her seat, but alive. Thank goodness for that.
Still to come here on the Fox 61 Morning News, the UConn women's basketball team keeps on dancing to the Sweet 16. We're going to have a reaction from players after their dominant win.
And this morning, a person was hurt in a house fire in Mansfield. This is the response from fire crews. You see flames still active there. What we're learning about the incident this morning. Stay with us here on Fox 61.